We are on air. Hi, everybody. My name is Amy Speace. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and I am thrilled to be back at one of my favorite places to play. And maybe don't tell Austin my favorite place to play in Texas. Driving with the top down, baby blue Pontiac, 10 feet off the ground, my brother and me in the back. I'm heading on down the trail. Heading on down the trail. Mama was in the front, her hair coming loose from the pins, Bible in her gloved hands, her eyes closed against the wind. I'm heading on down the trail. I'm heading on down the trail. I once had a dream. They were just out of reach. Tonight the room is quiet. The lights are low like a wish. Everyone's come who is coming. Got everything crossed off my list. Daughter, my heart is steady. Daughter, I've gotta go. Daughter, my heart is ready for the trail to take me home. I'm heading on down the trail. Heading on down the trail. Heading on down the trail. Yeah, I'm heading on down the trail. Driving with the top down, baby blue Pontiac, 10 feet off the ground, my brother and me in the back. Thank you. Thank you. There used to be horses here, where the grass was left to grow wild, behind the white picket fence that seemed to go on for a mile. There used to be horses here on the way up Yellow Springs Road, beautiful amber mane, with the sun gleaming off of their coats. And I wanted to see them that day in October, running fast up the hill to the sky. I wanted to see them in perfect formation one more time, one more time. There used to be horses here. My father knew the owner from church. They've torn down the old brick house. Now there's just a big hole in the earth. And I wanted to see them that day in October, running fast up the hill to the sky. I wanted to see them in perfect formation one more time, one more time. There used to be horses here when Dad had his house in the trees, wherever they took them. Well, I hope it's a place they run free, 'cause I wanted to see them that day in October, run fast up the hill to the sky. I wanted to see them in perfect formation one more time. Oh, I came back to see him so I could remember the faded blue of his eyes. Oh, I wanted to see him fly off to forever one more time, one more time. One more time. One more time. Oh, there used to be horses here. Thank you so much. Those two songs are from the record that I put out in 2021 called There Used to Be Horses Here. The songs were all written in the period between my son's first birthday and my father's passing. And no, it's not woof. It's a really happy, fun summer driving record, dancing, all that stuff. It actually is like an uplifting gospel record, so it doesn't sound as sad as it is. But I did take a lot of inspiration from my father, who I love to talk about because he was hilarious. And we didn't get along a lot when I was a kid because we're very similar. My dad was a salesman, so he had an amazing sense of humor, and he had this manila folder that said jokes and anecdotes, and that's like the one thing he left to me, because he used to always say, "Amy, you write really sad songs, you need to be funny." So I have they're all terrible jokes from Reader's Digest in the 1950s, though, so I won't subject you to them. But when my dad was, when he was very sick, I was able to cancel my tours and go up and spend a lot of time with him in Maryland. And I happened to be up there the last week of his life, and so one night I decided to give my mom a little respite so I could stay up all night with him, and we had the hospice bed in the living room, and so I was up kind of watching movies on my Netflix, and in the middle of the night my dad sat up in bed, and he hadn't spoken for a couple days because he was on morphine. He sat up in this bed and he just big gas went and then said, I've got to go down the road. I've got to go down the trail. Well, the thing was that 10 years prior, my dad was an identical twin, and 10 years prior, my uncle had had a massive heart attack. And while the doctors were working on him, they kept giving us a huge note of confidence, like he's going to make it. And everybody in the family just had this sort of juju around us, like he's going to make it. But my father, they had like this psychic connection. So my father one night had a dream that my Uncle Will and my grandmother were walking down a trail in the woods, and my father was trying to catch up to them. And my Uncle Will turned to my dad and said, "No, Dan, it's not your time to go down the trail." And my father had that dream that night, and he knew that my uncle would pass, and he did the next day. And so it turned out that when my dad said to me, "I need to go down that trail," those were my dad's last words. And about 2 days before he said that to me, he also said to me, "Listen, you're the only one that could do it. You better write a record about me." Then he gave me the perfect opening track for the record, so thanks, Dad. But I still say that I will never use any of those damn jokes. So my good friends, this band called the Orphan Brigade, they're great, and they're a trio from Nashville. 2 of them are from the States. One's from Belfast. One is from a Kentucky Pentecostal snake handling family. Wow, woo for that. Well, I wanted to write a song called Hallelujah Train, with a lot of biblical references. But I grew up Catholic. Catholics don't read the Bible. We just have it read to us while we're sleeping in church. So I had to go to my Pentecostal snake handling friend Josh Britt and ask him to put all the biblical references in here. So any sort of down-home gospel country in here is not mine. It's Josh Britt from I have no idea where in Kentucky. Steel on steel, chug a wheel, steam rising high, high above the hill. Hear the trumpet blow, everyone aboard, roaring like a lion, calling out my soul. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah. Gonna ride that hallelujah train, heading up on yonder, came through Galilee, bound through New Jerusalem, gonna meet my King. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah. Gonna ride that hallelujah train. Seals are breaking open, fire coming down, smoking prayer to heaven, in an angel sound. Ooh. Glory, hallelujah. Oh, Gonna ride that hallelujah train. Yeah, I'm gonna ride that hallelujah train. Oh, I'm gonna ride that hallelujah train. Thank you. Thank you. So I flew in from Nashville where it was 75 degrees with tornadoes. And I was like, I don't know, it's Texas. Should I bring a coat? What is going on, y'all? I was freezing. I almost went to buy a down coat in Texas. That just ain't cool. I put out a record last April called Tucson. It's songs that I wrote in a week at a retreat in Arizona, kind of like a meditation retreat. And I was very silent and very feeling alone, and as a meditation retreat is supposed to make you feel. And I found an old out-of-tune piano and an old guitar in the corner. And so for the first week, all I did was sit by myself in between sessions and play and write. And so I wrote all these songs in like 4 or 5 days, thinking I wouldn't do anything with them. They were just for myself. Brought them back to Nashville, brought them to my producer, played them, and he said, we should just, record this as a timestamp. I said, yeah, I'd love to do that. So we went to the studio with the regular people and did it real pared down. And then when we listened to it, he said, you know what, I think we should add strings to this too. And all of a sudden I realized we were making a real record. So it's the record I never thought that I would put out. It seems to have been one of those sort of pandemic records that has kind of caught on, so I'm grateful for that. This is called Little Red. It's a retelling of the Little Red Riding Hood story. Can I have a little more guitar while I'm picking? Thanks, Joe. Little red, run, run away. There's a wolf around back, and he's heading your way. Little red, don't look into his eyes. He'll woo you with a lullaby under a disguise. Oh, little girl, throwing sticks and stones. You're raging at the world, but you're breaking your own bone. Little red, still sucking on your thumb till it shakes and it bleeds and the skin goes numb. Little red, I can see your back's against the wall. You keep flailing your fists in the middle of it all. Oh, little girl, throwing sticks and stones. You're raging at the world, but you're breaking your own bone. Coming out your ears, You've been fighting that dog now for too many years. Little red, don't you know you're lost in the dark? All that screaming at ghosts and punching at the stars. Oh, little girl, with your ancient wounds, the wolf's at the door, and he's howling at the moon. Oh, little red, throwing sticks and stones at the mean old world. Don't you know you're not alone? Thank you. Oh, it's good to be back in Houston. I always, here's my favorite part of Houston is I have a routine. Most cities I don't yet have a routine. I get back to the same places, so I usually do Dallas and then Austin and then here, or San Antonio, Austin here, something like that. The only thing I request when I'm in Austin is I have to eat migas. It's pretty much all for me in Austin. Otherwise, I just try to avoid the traffic. But whenever I get to Houston, I want to get here a little bit early so I can go sit at the Rothko Chapel for like a half an hour. And I have sent people from all over the world to the Rothko Chapel. Everybody. You don't know you don't know anything about the Rothko? Oh, girl. Are you from here? It's really close. It's like off of Sol Ross. Does everybody know about the Rothko Chapel? It's to me, it's like one of the World Heritage places. It needs. So the artist Rothko, before he killed himself, made. I know it's pretty heavy. Made all these big, huge paintings, and in this octagonally shaped building, which is, I don't know, magical. There's something about it. You just sit quietly and contemplate these dark purple and black paintings, and I don't know, every time I walk in there something magic happens. My friend Tim Easton brought me there about 10 years ago, and I've sent so many people there, a lot of people in Texas who don't even know it exists, and people in England will ask me where to go if I'm going to Texas, and I say go to Houston and go to the Rothko Chapel. So go to the Rothko Chapel, to paintings an amazing painter painted right before he offed himself and left the world. But I actually find those paintings really life-affirming. I feel like he left his sorrow on the canvas. And then what I always experience when I'm there, now I'm getting all artsy fartsy, right? This is where the folk portion of the music show comes in. I'll get back to shallow things that I'm going to say that are funny that my father would be okay with soon. But I get the sense whenever I'm in there, because I'm so on fire about that place, it's so beautiful, that the artist put his sorrow in the painting so that it could sort of wash the rest of us clean. Does anybody else feel that way, or is it just me? You guys feel it? Okay, good. I was about to feel super vulnerable and sneak off the stage. None of that has anything to do with this song. This song is about a crush in New York City in your 20s. Has nothing to do with sorrow, washing clean, divine inspiration, or suicide. It's called Shotgun Hearts. There's a man with your eyes sitting on the subway train. I want to ask him if he remembers my name. Across from me, riding the F downtown, staring ahead through the doors to the blur underground. And I see you with your hazel wink and your Cheshire grin. Me where the ring I removed left a groove on my skin. Pressing your back against mine once we were alone. Pressed in the promise of some more real than I've known. Oh, we were young and high in a 3 a.m. world, running against our dreams before they could start. With shotgun heart. Now Delancey broom and a bottle of single malt scotch. There were holes in the night to fall in where the spin wouldn't stop. We wandered the cobblestone streets in our costume skin. Late for our lovers and lying about where we'd been. High in a 3 a.m. world, running against our dreams before they could start. It was a moonless sky, a one-time swirl, running head over heels in the night, making love in the dark with shotgun hearts. So you never grow old, never change, you just stay 25. Breathing your name down my neck as I ride this line. Now I know it's not you, it's been years since I've seen your face. Surprising what comes back to haunt when you visit a place. That night when the same train spun like a tilt-a-whirl. Maybe I'm riding it just to remember that girl. When we were young and high in a 3 a.m. world, running against our dreams before they could start. Oh, it was a moonlit sky, a one-time swirl, running head over heels in the night, making love in the dark with shotgun hearts. There's a man with your eyes sitting on the subway train.
Thank you. Thank you.
None of that song is true. Except every night I fear that that person shows up at my shows. Because he once did about 15 years ago. And I could see from the back. You know those people in your life where you can smell them if they walk anywhere like within a mile of you? Maybe it's just me. Maybe that's oversharing. I was playing a show this has got to be 20 years ago because it was like a rodeo bar. I don't really play rodeo bars anymore. You know, with the big mechanical bulls? Yeah. And I brought my whole band, and I played the songs that I play. And there was like a band before me that was like a country cover, and the whole thing, the place was huge, and it was like they were two-stepping to all of this guy's music. I mean, it was perfect for the country scene, right? But we were using all of their equipment, and my band gets up on stage. We were like the headliner, which made no sense. And we get up on stage, and I say to the lead singer, I say, "You guys are great. What are we doing here?" And he said, they don't give a shit what you play as long as you keep them dancing. So he made all of the tempos go way up, and I turned to the guitar player and I said, you're just doing like 15 solos in every single song. And I was playing like my slow songs and people were waltzing, and it was like, there was a whole wet t-shirt situation going on in the Mechanical Bull. And from the back of the bar, I saw these eyes and I went, oh my God, of all gigs, of all shows, he shows up. Married with children. Whew, thank God. Wow, oversharing Amy tonight. Feeling, you know what it is? It's the Rothko vibe. It just washed off all of the facade. I've got no facade left for you because I just meditated in front of a painter. Maybe I should do that before every show. My manager calls it the 11 p.m. Amy, when I just like let down my guard and just start swearing. He's like, it always is better when 11 p.m. Amy shows up. Anyway, I have not played this song that often, but last night in Austin, somebody requested it, and I thought, you know what? This will go good, so I'm gonna bring it back. It's from a record that I made in 2013 called That Kind of Girl. It was a sort of, we tried to play off of a Dusty Springfield record and kind of make it a little bit more groovy and vibey and soul-filled. And this is the first track on it. It's called Nothing Good Can Come From This, which is a really good segue from the guy in the back of the bar, who I hope I never see again. Except I'm single. And if he is, I wouldn't mind if he showed up. Just for a second, just for a minute. He's probably watching. Nothing good can come from this. Can we pull back and take it slow? Breathless fall toward a kiss. Head over heels before you know. Oh, desire, oh, the draw. Oh, the newness of it all. It's a tumble, it's a twist. It's getting harder to resist. Nothing good can come from this. Nothing safe here, nothing sound. Keep the train along the track. There's still time to turn around. If we don't know turning back, we'll kick wide open that same door, like I'd always done before. It's a tiny little town, and there's too much here they missed. Nothing good can come from this. Easy come and easy go. If there's anything I know, this would bring me to my knees. Right back to where I've been, into a war that I can't win, the battle for the best of me. Oh, desire, oh, the draw. Like the spice of alcohol, just another thing to miss, another taste upon my lips, another ghost I cannot kiss, breathless fall toward all this. Nothing good can come from this. No, nothing good can come from this. I wanted that song to make babies. Not for me, but for the listeners, I wanted it to be that kind of song. I mean, you never know. I got a chocolate lab this summer, a little chocolate lab puppy, and I wanted to name her Ella or Billy, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday. So I went to my 4-year-old and I asked him, and the other idea was Dusty, for Dusty Springfield. So I polled my 4-year-old, and I had forgotten that there's like the people who made Cars and Toy Story, those movies, which are, of course, his favorite movies. They also made a movie called Planes, which I've never seen, but there's a lead character is a crop duster named Dusty. So I say to him, do you want the doggy to be named Billy, Ella, or Dusty? I went, or Dusty, because I really wanted Billy. Billy, Ella, Dusty. And he said, Dusty, Mom. And I was like, sure you don't want Billy? No! Her name is Dusty. So he calls her the crop duster, so. My kid's about to turn 5 next month, and he's so funny because, I mean, he's just funny. Toddlers are just funny what comes out of their mouth. And if you ask him if he's funny, he'll tell you that he is. And then if I say, is Mommy funny? He'll say, no, Mommy, you aren't funny. Daddy's funny, which is true. Daddy is funny. But he said that you can sing and Daddy can't. And I'm like, yeah, okay, good. At least we're learning fast. So he'll say, so he doesn't sleep in his own bed in my house. He sleeps with me. And I keep saying, he sleeps in his own bed at his father's house. So I don't, I kind of like it because it's like Mommy's boy, but his father is like really concerned about this, as if this is a thing that I'm going to change in my house. And I'll go, yeah, I'll look into it. I nursed that baby till he was 18 months old. I can do whatever I want to do with that child. You have your own rules at your own house. So he sleeps in my bed, but I keep trying to say, at one point, you're going to sleep in your big boy bed, aren't you? And he's like, yes, when I turn 5, Mommy. I'm like, that's in 3 weeks. No, I'm not going to, Mommy. I'm like, what if your birthday's in 2 months? Okay, when I turn 5. But can I have my party in 3 weeks? He's very smart. His name is Huckleberry. I know, right? Right. So I flew here from Nashville on Thursday for my show in Fort Worth, and there were all these guys in the airport, like the gate, and they were all wearing like black pants, a black jacket, and white button-ups, and they were all like young, really good-looking men. Be careful. We're not going there. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be on a plane filled with Mormons. And then as I sat down in my seat, they just kept coming in. There were like 20 and then 40, and then the entire plane was filled with these good-looking young men in black suits and button-ups, and finally one had to sit next to me, and in his bag, there was no overhead room for his bag. In his bag, there was a baseball mitt hanging from it with Vanderbilt on it. And so I said, you guys are the Vanderbilt baseball team? And he was like, yes, ma'am, I am. I said, don't call me ma'am. So we got into this great conversation about baseball and who my team was and how he got his name is Cooper. I said, that's a great baseball name. And I said, you know what? I named my son Huckleberry. Huck, his last name is Wood. And he goes, Huck Wood? That's a pro baseball player. And I said, yeah. And he goes, I'm going to look for Huck Wood in a couple of years. I said, give him a little bit more time. But the other thing is that I told him my only baseball story. I only have one baseball story. So I'm kind of like a fair weather fan. But I was always a fan of the Orioles because I was born in Baltimore. And then I moved to New York City and I was a fan of the Yankees. And it just so coincided with my favorite baseball player. See, because my first kiss when I was 14 years old, and I grew up in the town where the Little League World Series was held. So all of my friends were Little League World Series players, and they were all like, so all the girls would follow them around and go to all the games. And so the guy who lived in the next town over, who was like the really great 12-year-old baseball player, when I was 13, he invited me to the snowball skate, the Flaming Foliage party. Flaming Foliage. I don't think they'd name that anymore, And he brought me there, and we were skating on our roller skates, and it was great. He leaned over to kiss me. It was my first kiss. Except he had braces, and he split my lip open. And his name is Mike Mussina. Who's the pitcher for the Orioles and the pitcher for the Yankees and a Hall of Fame player. So I got to tell Coop that story. I said, I've got a really great baseball story. It's not a baseball story at all. It's my first kiss story, but I get to name drop Mike Mussina. And he went, no way! And then he stood up in the plane and said, guys, you have to hear it. She kissed Mike Mussina. And I was like, oh my God. The whole plane now knows who my first kiss was. But I got season tickets to the Vanderbilt baseball team, so out of that. Said the sea to the shore when the evening tide came in. I am here to tell you tales of where I've been. Into shells I whispered my love songs in secret rhyme, and left them at your door for you to find. Tempered the force of my waves when your gods would roar, and took care of the ships full of men that you sent off to war. And I've longed for you for so long, said the sea to the shore. Said the shore to the sea, you left me here too long, that I was promised to the moon while you were gone. He waited until the brightest night to demand my hand under his fullest light, and promised he'd always stay and watch over. Oh, why did you wait till now, said the shore to the sea. Said the sea to the shore, I swore that I'd return. Yes, and here I am with all that I have learned. I can hold you now with arms of foam and spray, touching you at the coming of dusk and the breaking of day, smoothing out the folds on every stone. Said the sea to the shore, don't leave me here alone. Said the shore to the sea, you said all these things before, and I tell you, I can't hear them anymore. Oh, there was a time once I'd have given in. I'd hear your savage white caps rolling in. Your troughs would come up slow beneath my chin, and your mist would kiss me softly on my skin, leaving salty trails where you had been. And my legs would give out in your undertow. Oh, but see, that was a long, long time ago. So the sea took one last look and turned away, and the shore was more than strong enough to stay. And castles melted back under the sand, driftwood drifted up unto the land. Rocks rose up proud and shiny skin, and shells began their gossiping again. Thank you. Thanks so much. The only time I have gotten hate mail was the last time I played here at Mucky Duck. I got an email from somebody who told me to just shut up and sing. And so at his advice, I live in Tennessee. I figure you guys are from, you're here to hear an Americana folk singer. You're not expecting some Toby Keith situation here, right? So I'm just assuming we all understand that my governor and your governor... I mean, it's not even comedy, but it's gotta change. Ginger ale and Lorna Doones tasted good this afternoon under the fluorescent lights, lying in a waiting room. Closest thing to kindness. Who would ever think of this? Little bit of sweet and fizz, filling up the emptiness. Hey. Men and women holding signs, trying hard to change your mind. There's no way around the crowd, gotta walk right through that line. Don't listen while they shout and pray, they don't know you anyway. No one gets here on a good day, no matter what they later say. Ginger ale and Lorna Doones tasted good this afternoon under the fluorescent lights, lying in a waiting room. Hey. You sit in front with all the girls, eyes are locked upon the floor. They take you to a separate room, ask you if you're really sure, and also if there's anyone who's coming for you when they're done. You smile and say they're running late, lying slides right off your tongue. But ginger ale and Lorna Doones tasted good this afternoon under the fluorescent lights, lying in a waiting room. Closest thing to kindness, who would ever think of this? Little bit of sweet and fizz, filling up the emptiness. Ginger ale and Lorna Doones. Hey. Song with a new song that is all true. Every word of this is true. The only thing you need to know about is in pre-K, pre-kindergarten, daycare, they name the classes after animals. So when I say owls on the left and ducks on the right, you'll understand it's two different classes. And I always have to have the lyrics because it's really, really new, so excuse me as I look this way. This is called the First United Methodist Daycare Christmas Show. It was the 10th of December at 8:45. They all walked in quietly in straight little lines. Patent leather shoes and spit-coned hair. It was the Christmas pageant at the church daycare. The owls on the left and the ducks on the right. Teachers wore sweaters with battery lights. The gym was electric with excitement. Moms and dads and grandparents pointed phones at their kids. Holiday songs, jingle bell glee. It was the best damn show I'd ever seen. 3 wise men and plastic Jesus in fake snow at the First United Methodist Daycare Christmas show. Mary played with her dress with a board bank stare, and Joseph cried for Mom's snot running everywhere. They sent in a sub, a shepherd with a shawl, but Joseph wouldn't leave, so it was a menage a trois. Holiday songs, jingle bell glee. Told you it was true. It was the best damn show I'd ever seen. 3 wise men and plastic Jesus in fake snow at the First United Methodist Daycare Christmas show. Now the star on the riser in glittering gold stood behind the scenes, stealing the show. There were goats and one boy peed his pants. When Santa came out, they all jumped and danced. And the sign language to Silent Night, well, I'm pretty sure it wasn't near right, but my kid knew the words, well, most of them, but he sang with heart next to his best friend. And the standing ovation was well-deserved at the end. Holiday songs, jingle bell glee. It was the best damn show I'd ever seen. 3 wise men in plastic Jesus in fake snow at the First United Methodist Daycare Christmas show. At the First United Methodist Daycare Christmas show. I know, right? Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, where am I going to go from that? Well, when I'm in Texas, I was hugely inspired by this writer who passed away last year. I am a backseat driver from America. They drive to the left on Falls Road, and the man at the wheel's name is Seamus. We pass a child on the corner he knows. Now Seamus says, what chance has that kid got? And I say from the back, I don't know. He said, there's barbed wire on all these fences. There ain't no place in Belfast for that kid to go. Oh, it's a hard life, very hard life. It's a hard life wherever you go. And if we poison our children with hatred, then the hard life's all that they'll know. There ain't no place in Belfast for that kid to go. Cafeteria line in Chicago, there's a man in front of me. He's calling black people trash to his children. Oh, but he's the only trash that I see. And I'm thinking that man wears a white hood in the night where his children won't see. But they sneak to the window and they see him. They think that white hood's all that they need. Oh, it's a hard life, a very hard life. It's a hard life wherever you go. If we poison our children with hatred, then the hard life's all that they'll know. There ain't place in Chicago for that kid to go. Now I'm the child of the 60s, where dreams could be held through TV. Walter Cronkite, Walt Disney, Martin Luther. Oh, I believe, I believe, I believe. Now I'm a backseat driver from America, and I can't even drive on the left side of the road. I am war, I am famine, I am the root of all evil. They don't know how to drive on the left side of the road. Oh, it's a hard life, a very hard life wherever you go. If they poison our children with hatred, then the hard life's all that they'll know. There ain't no place in America for these kids to go. That's Nancy Griffith. Oh, thank you so much. What am I going to sing for you? What am I going to sing for you? I'm trying to stretch it. Oh, I know what I'm going to sing. Let's see if I can get my fingers into this one. I write a lot of songs with a dear friend of mine named John Vesner. He likes to, when he plays, I think we played here before once, but whenever he plays songs, he introduces himself. He'll always say his, and this is a little bit of, I'm just going to do a little name drop, you know. So it's like, I'm just going to let you know I'm doing it so that it's not like, oh, God, did you see what she did? I'm doing it anyway. John Vesner, he'll say, I'm married to a recovering country star. Kathy Mattea is his wife, and he's written a lot of her big hits. And those are the two people that really brought me to Nashville and sort of set me up and showed me around. They're like my aunt and uncle. And John and I got this email from somebody. I was playing in like East Texas somewhere. This is a long time ago. And he wrote me an email, and he said, you know, my dream is that you would write a song about Abilene. I said, it's like Galveston. There's a lot of songs about Abilene. And he said, no, but no one's written a song about my Abilene. And that really perked my interest, my Abilene. So I asked him to send me an email of the things that he remembered and the things that he'd like to have known. And he did. And John was coming over the next day for a songwrite, and I showed him the email, and he said, oh, we've got that song. So we wrote that song in like one day. And Terry Hawkins was his name. We got a chance to play that song live for him once, and then he passed away. But I'm really grateful for his story because I love this song. It's called Back in Abilene. And it's down here. A show's not a show unless I screw it up, you know? It's 11 p.m. Amy. No facade. I might be making up all these lyrics on the spot, y'all. These might be completely different songs than the ones that Amy Speace has written. And you really wouldn't know, would you? Because you just showed up off the street. You were like, I wonder what's for dinner at Mucky Duck. Oh, God, there's somebody with a guitar singing. And some of you were like, I did not expect dinner theater. But I'm telling you, you're going to love it. I swear. It's a money-get-back guarantee. Rusty promises if you don't like what I'm doing, then he'll buy your dinner for you. Rusty just popped his head out and was like, shut up, Amy. The day before Thanksgiving, 1963, I was just 13 when they shot Kennedy. The man who found the rifle lived right down my street. He worked the Dallas beat, 3 hours east. We fought the tears back from our eyes, watching Walter Cronkite cry. It all felt like a bad dream back in Abilene. Double features at the Paramount, quarter matinee every Saturday, where the ceiling was a painted sky of stars and clouds. We could hardly wait till the lights went out. They'd run a short reel right before, listing the casualties of the war. And we knew every name up on that screen back in Abilene. Back in Abilene. And all the boys would play with folded paper planes while soldiers raced their Thunderbirds around. I used to run beside those trains as they sped by, but never once stopped in our town. After church, Dad joined his buddies at the hardware store. And though he never said, we all knew what for. And later on we'd find him laid out on the lawn with his brother Tom singing gospel songs. First he'd cry, then he'd get mean. Each week repeat the same routine. He tried, but never could get clean back in Abilene. I couldn't wait until I turned 18. I'd fill the car with maps and gasoline. But sometimes a dream's best left a dream. Back in Abilene, back in Abilene. The day before Thanksgiving 1963, I was just 13 when they shot Kennedy. Thank you so much. Terry Hawkins. The only thing I knew about him besides that song was that he had a very large Camaro collection, and that he had asked about 5 female singer-songwriters to write him a song about Abilene, and I was the only one that did it. I don't really want to say that out loud, but thank you for reiterating what I know inside my heart. Oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. There's an on-air sign in there, like it's gonna start blinking at me like, liar, liar, pants on fire. Sometimes my son's father will like find out I'm playing on something that's televised, like when I've done Mountain Stage and things like that, or live feeds like this, and he'll have him watch me, and then he'll videotape him watching me, and it's so cute. He'll say, "That's Mommy singing." But I was on Mountain Stage last time I was on there. I wanted to try out like a new look. I wanted to be all like Stevie Nicks. I was like, I wonder what that would feel like. So I had this really cool sort of witchy-poo like dress, black. There was like a black skirt that was multi-layered, and it had this like lace top with like winged sleeves, you know. Who am I fooling anybody? The thing is that it was on television, so the whole thing just looked like a moo-moo. And supposedly my kid was watching, and he said, "Dad, why does Mommy look like a witch?" So if he's watching tonight, I look like mommy, I hope, with big boots that hurt. Yeah, I'm never going to wear these jeans and these boots around my kid. Because what am I doing? I'm sitting on the floor half the time and playing with dinosaurs and cars. Dinosaurs and lava. Anybody else go through the toddler phase where everything is lava? Everything. What's the deal with the lava situation? We go to the playground and there's like little girls going, are we going to play the lava game? If you don't know what the hot lava game, it's like every once in a while he'll say, Mommy, the floor is lava. And then we have to jump. And he's like, put your toe into the lava. Like, where did they learn about lava? The only thing I remember about lava as a kid was the Brady Bunch episode when they made the volcano. You remember that? Remember, the one person's like with me on this. One person is a Brady Bunch fan. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. And it was about a year before they went to Hawaii. That's when they jumped the shark. Like, Brady Bunch Goes to Hawaii was when I just gave up. I was like 8. I was like, this is ridiculous. I do not believe this premise. Why did I even go there? What am I talking about, y'all? I'm telling you, it's Rothko. It's the paintings. It's the meditative place that I went to. All of a sudden, I'm with Greg Brady in a volcano in Hawaii. Wow. Oh, this is a song called 1976. Remember when we hid in the back of that house on the circle off Old Shady View? Kicked the can till the sun went down from May to August every afternoon. Juliet lived in the house on the circle where we went every day 'cause she had a pool. Cheryl's dad played for the Vikings. She could run faster than the boys at school. 1976, we rode our bikes like a speed machine. Duck your head, lean into the wind, and hold on tight to the American dream. July 4th, before the second grade, a joker in the spokes and huffy handlebars. Bicentennial parade, Yankee Doodle Dandy and sparklers in the yard. Your daddy said Carter was a weakling, a Democratic farmer could never beat Ford. Mine said we were heading for disaster, lost his faith in the Vietnam War. Well, 1976, we rode our bikes like a speed machine. Duck your head, to the wind, and hold on tight to the American dream. Mom's good, Dad died last fall, lost his fight after only 12 weeks. But makes you strong, makes you feel old now. Ain't that the truth you learn through the years? Well, 1976, we rode our bikes like a speed machine. Duck your head, lean into the wind, and hold on tight to the American. Hold on tight to the American. Hold on tight to the American dream. Hold on, I got to get the rhythm of this one. I realized I shouldn't have played these back to back. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story about this song while I figure out what the groove is. That'll help. So we got to talking about Vanderbilt baseball, my love for the losing Orioles. So when I met Jamie, he's a huge baseball fan. He grew up. He was born in Tennessee, and he grew up in Kentucky and Tennessee, and he is a big Cincinnati Red fan. And so he asked me who my team was when I first met him, and I said it was the Yankees, and he was like, "That will not do. We will not date if you are a Yankees fan." So I said, "Well, I was born in Baltimore." He goes, "Orioles are great. If we ever have children, they will grow up as Baltimore Orioles and Cincinnati Red fans, and that both teams will suck, and they will grow up with a great backbone." So the thing is that, did you ever watch that movie Diner from the 80s? I love that movie. My favorite part of it is the football quiz. Right before they get married, he has to give her the football quiz, and I think the answer is like, who threw the Hail Mary pass? Frank O'Hara, I think, is one of the, I don't know. Anybody know that? Franco Harris. Hey, look at that, though. I was super close. I got it. I'm just going to call myself a football fan right now. So I was given the baseball test. So to prepare for the baseball test, I had to watch every single baseball movie in like a period of 2 months, like all of them, including the Ken Burns series. And I loved it. And then I became obsessed. Like, Babe Ruth is my favorite character of all time, and I'm like super obsessed with Jackie Robinson and just the darkness and the beauty of baseball. And now we go to the AAA, we have a AA team in Nashville, and it's just such a hoot. And we bring our kid there all the time, and just we love it. And Jamie and my son get to go up to the Cincinnati Reds to watch those games, and it's just really fun. He's got this idea that he's going to get to all 50 states with Huck and watch all the games, and I love that idea. And Huck has a really wicked throw, so he's 4, but I've been told he may be a prodigy. So anyway, I was a friend of mine asked me, just as a sort of fun exercise, write a song that would go, that would like be sort of in the vibe or in the feeling or the spirit of a movie. And I said, "Oh, that's a really good thing. Let's give each other movies." And I gave him Psycho. He came up with the best Halloween song ever. And he gave me Field of Dreams, which luckily I had just watched. So I finished the song and I played it for Jamie. That's the father of my son. And I played it for Jamie, and he said, "Well, you've written a good song, but you have absolutely no baseball reference in this song whatsoever." And I said, "Well, I know, but it's not really supposed to be about the Field of Dreams." He goes, "You cannot get away with that." And he listened to it. He's also a songwriter. So he gave me the one baseball reference in the song. It's like 3 words. And then he demanded a co-write. This is my song. Just with you'll know when you get to those 3 words. I'll be like, "That's not mine. I didn't write that." Some dreams do. Who is eating chocolate situation that's happening right in front of me? That is really not fair. Can you guys take your stuff and go all the way over there? Or at least let me just see. Wow. What is that called? A diva cookie? The chocolate situation. Just letting you all know, get your waiter back to your table and get that chocolate situation. Now I won't be able to sing the rest of the show, but that's okay. I got a free dessert. Yeah, be careful what you're eating over there, sir, because I'm coming your way next. Waving wheat, bending, the summer heat, upending. Days belong to boys and their routines. Cicadas hum, whirring, the watchful moon stirring. Night belongs to old men's memories. We stretch the evening long in the backyard, on our backs underneath the stars. Then roll back time to when we were kids, when the world was ours with just one wish that could come true. Some dreams do. Rocking chair, porches, firefly chorus. Can you hear that cricket lullaby? With the windows flung open, my old heart still hoping that July can hold us long enough to fly. We stretch the time as long as it can last. Another dance, another chance at bat. There it is. Then roll back time to when we were kids, when the world was ours with just one wish that should come true. Some dreams do. Some dreams run through our fingers like sand spilled on the ground, and some are like an heirloom handed down. We stretch the years as long as they can last. Another dance, another chance at bat. Then roll back time to when we were kids, when the world was ours with just one wish that could come true. Some dreams do. Oh, some dreams do. Some dreams do. Thank you. It's really good. I tasted it through that whole song. I almost lost the lyrics. Do I want some more? Oh, God, no. God, no. Let's see, what am I going to do next? I'm feeling like I want to do this old song, but I'm afraid that I won't know the lyrics. I really want to play this song. So I'm going to Google myself. You think I'm kidding? Oh, I got a couple texts. Huh. Okay, let's see. Hiller in me lyrics. Amy Speace. This is where I find out if I'm famous. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I am famous. Oh, it's cool. They totally don't have the right lyrics. Enough? Good enough. Okay, I want to play this song. The killer in me loves the killer I see in you. The killer in me loves the killer I see in you. I'm gonna tell you what I need, cut so deep just to watch me bleed. The killer in me loves loves the killer I see in you. The lover in you don't mean the things you say. Oh, the lover in you don't mean the things you say. When you cut my heart like you got no shame, hurt so good, wanna share the blame. The lover in you don't mean the things you say. Well, the liar you hide has found the thief in me. The liar you hide has found the thief in me. Held up the truth with a loaded gun. You shot at its feet just to watch it run. The liar you hide has found the thief in me. So share your eyes. So shade your eyes. I need my glasses. Cover up your heart, so I can bare my breast with this crooked scar. Float on our backs beneath the stars. We'll leave it all behind in the reservoir. Now the lever in me can't quit the lever in you. Oh, the lever in me can't quit the lever in you. Won't keep nothing when we go. We'll burn that bridge, that's all we know. The lever in me won't quit the lever in you. Because the killer in me loves the killer I see in you.
You know, I'm not 22 years old anymore. I sometimes need the lyric help. But you're 22 years old back there? Oh, you're going to give me some glasses. A little too late, sir. But thank you so much for the thought. That's what counts. I wrote this song for a dear friend of mine. This is on the new record, Tucson. I wrote this song for a friend of mine who was going through a hard time. And so what I want to do is I want you to imagine a big gospel choir behind me. And what I not only want you to do by imagining it, I want you to become the big gospel choir in front of me. So there is audience participation, but you're the ones who paid for a folk show. And when you get into a folk or Americana situation, someone's always going to get a sing-along going on. If you didn't know, you are warned. It's easy, you'll know when it's coming up, so don't get worried. And it's like literally, you'll know. Anyway, I shouldn't have told you. I should have just invited you in. But we're live on air, no pressure. You know, we're just being broadcast worldwide. I have fans in Netherlands that are definitely watching this. Hi, guys. Yep, I know. You're going to judge them if they don't. Yeah, I know, right? Because you would sing in the Netherlands. I know that you would. No press, no press. Sometimes when you write songs for other people, you realize you're writing for them for yourself or your future self. If you fall, I'll kneel beside you so I can remind you how strong you are. I know it's hard. You need a softness, a little kindness, a tender heart. I can see the hurt that you're hiding.
behind the mask you build with brick and sand. So let them fall, those tears will heal you, and I can catch you when you land. If you're lost, I can guide you from what I know, from where I've been. 'Cause I've been lost inside of blindness. Somehow I found my way back again. I can see the hurt that you're holding behind the mask that you can't even see. So follow me, and I can show you where the road goes that sets you free. It's the Netherlands. Don't you know there's nothing you can tell me that would turn my love for you to stone? So if you fall, I'll be beside you to remind you you're not alone. No, if you fall, I'll kneel beside you to remind you we don't fall alone. Don't need a golden box for my bones. Don't need you weeping and wailing. Don't need my name carved into stone. Just sing me a hymn for the crossing. Don't speak of nights darkened by regret. Don't speak of today's light fading. Don't speak at all, just sit here by my bed and sing me a hymn for the crossing. The many miles we have roamed, each one a mark upon our bones, but in the end we leave alone. Until then, just sing me home. Don't fight the tears, the sorrow of the sea. Don't be afraid when it's raging. Don't fight the waves, let them rock you off to sleep while you sing me a hymn for the crossing. The many miles we have roamed, each one a mark upon our bones, but in the end we leave alone. Until then, just sing me home. So farewell, my friends, although I'd love to stay. can't keep the old man waiting. When he calls for you, I'll be at the gates to sing you a hymn for the crossing. I'll sing you a hymn for the crossing. I will sing you a hymn for the crossing.
Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to sing you one more song. All right. Ooh, I got drums on the table. Thanks, guys. Woo-hoo! Awesome. It is just such a pleasure to play to the Mucky Duck. I really do love this venue so much, and the sound is beautiful, and the wait staff and the bartenders are just so kind, and that burger was spectacular. So was the chocolate situation. I want to leave you with this song. It's a song written by my friend I told you about who's from Belfast. I write with him all the time. His name is Ben Glover, and he writes a lot with Mary Gauthier, so you've heard some of his songs if you're a Mary Gauthier fan. Whoop, whoop.